Okay, I want to begin by giving Michigan State a lot of credit. Thought they were as we expected, played well, played like a really good team, really solid team in a lot of ways. So a lot to learn from this. Need to get a lot better, but give Michigan State credit for pulling out the win. I thought they were better than us in a lot of ways, and certainly when you allow a team to shoot 76% in the second half and score 50 points on your home floor, your chances are slim and none.
Was it something defensively that you guys weren't doing? Were they making shots, or why were they able to have a performance like that?
You know, they're a good offensive team. I think it was a combination of transition, half court. We put them on the line too much. We made some really kind of not the most intelligent plays with putting them on the line at times. And then, they converted on the line, and they were efficient. So it was a transition. It was half court, and then late when we made a miss, they got a key offensive rebound.
You've talked about learning about this team through adversity and in tough situations, and you're going to see a lot of them in the Big Ten. What did you see in your guys, and what were you maybe learning the last 4 or 5 minutes when Michigan State was starting to pull away and their shots were going in, your shots weren't? What did you learn about your team, you think, down the stretch that you didn't know?
I don't know that we'll have to look at it and see. I think, we probably had too much. I probably had too much youth on the floor in the last 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Looking back on, we were a little bit limited, obviously, with CJ's issues. But looking back on, if I was to make a change, maybe I would try to get a little more experience out there on the floor. We just had too much youth at one time in that situation. Hopefully, it'll help us moving forward, and we'll hopefully be able to execute better than what we did there late.
As far as from a matchup situation, Caleb Weston, just talk about the way he played against Nick Ward today.
Yeah, I thought he was really effective and assertive in the low post, and managed the physicality pretty well, got to his spots pretty well, and our guys did a really good job finding him.
When he's in a rhythm like that, and then he picks up his 4th foul, how do you gauge how soon you want to bring him back into the game when you take him out?
About like what I did. Bringing him back at, I think, 6.5 to go. Some of it is dictated by the game, and where's the game at, and is it still within reach. But if it's a 1 or 2 possession game, it's probably going to be 6.5 minutes to go, and if he fouls out, he fouls out. But I did not like one of his calls there late, that it wasn't his 5th foul. But you have to look at it. And
you feel like they called the game tighter at the end in comparison to how they've been calling it?
I thought the game was called a little bit differently than what it was last year. But I don't know if it changed in terms of how tight it was. That's certainly not the reason we lost. We've got to manage playing through physicality, and I would have liked to seen us get to the line a little bit more than what we did. That was disappointing, but we also have to foul less.
Chris, you kind of touched on it, but when you have a game where CJ's cramping, Caleb's in foul trouble late, and maybe Keyshawn's not playing at the top of his game, you can't get either of those guys 30 minutes. Is just this team not really built to win a game or even keep it in a game when you have those 3 guys limited in various forms?
It hurts us, without taking away anything from Michigan State. I think it does hurt us, perhaps playing some of those types of games with young guys on the floor will help us as we move forward. If we can kind of break down the game and teach better and challenge guys in certain ways, but I think the only way that you're going to improve in that is if you have a group that goes through it. Again, I don't know how many times we'll finish games like that, but we had to today.
And just listening to the way Tom talked about Cassius Winston and the way he played in the second half, he described Cassius as his, quote, like brain guy, just sort of an extension of himself out there. And I know You have Keyshawn's new, and you've only been with CJ for a year and a half. Just those two guys, consistency-wise, like where are you feeling that way about them steering the ship a little bit when you get into tight moments?
You know, I think Keyshawn needs to be more assertive and more aggressive, and I think across the board, you know, we had too many errors that are costly when you're in league play, and it's a missed block out there. It's a poor defensive transition. It's a missed assignment. You know, we just had too many of those errors. So that's where our veteran guys have to be on point. They have to really be at a high level in those areas, and we're not there yet. They have to lead the way in those areas, and we're not there yet. We're not. So coaches, we have to teach it more consistently and better, and as players, we have to do a better job of the stuff that we can control.
Jackson was on his way to one of those career games, and you're never the same when you come back after cramps. What exactly were you trying to do with him in the second half, and how much did you miss him pre-cramps?
You know, he tried to go back in, but he couldn't move, and he I think thought he could go, and then he switched a matchup on the floor that a matchup we did not like. We had a young guy on Cassius, and it wasn't a great matchup for us. So at that point, if you can't move and you're not, he wasn't as, the guys on the bench were saying he's not himself. So at that point, we have to try to go with somebody else. And you're right, he was playing well. I thought he was really active in the first half and led us in deflections. He was playing well. Now, again, if he plays 35 minutes, 10 more minutes, are we going to win the game? Who knows? But that's, he had to come out at that point.
You talked yesterday very positively about Michigan State and the statistics and whatnot. I'm just curious now, having gone directly against them, where you think you guys are in comparison to kind of those elite teams.
We're not there yet. We're certainly not there yet. You let a team shoot 76% on your home floor and score 50 points, then you got a long ways to go. And I think that's a fact for us. So, as I said, I don't know that you can make real significant assessments after one game. I think we'll know a lot more in 2 or 3 weeks as we go through this grind that is Big Ten play. Got a lot of respect for Michigan State. I still have a lot of respect for Michigan State. I think they're terrific. I think Tom's got a really good team. But as far as we're concerned, I just think we have a long way to go, and it's a group that we've enjoyed working with. So hopefully we'll continue to improve.
The effort that you got from Dwayne, who at times seemed to step in the moment, and at times maybe had some tougher moments. What freshman growth? I don't know. What do you see from him today?
Inconsistency. Yeah, inconsistency. But really good moments. Really good moments that I think we can build off of. And was engaged in the game and liked his aggressiveness. Thought his shot selection was a little better with the exception of one or two. One late that, again, I think hopefully as he gets older he'll understand that we need to make better decisions in that situation. But, he was inconsistent but gave us some really good moments.
Do you like seeing just kind of an old school physical matchup between Caleb and Nick? Like when you see two bigs like that just battling back and forth, do you enjoy that?
I enjoy it better when we win. So I don't know that, but it is old school in a lot of ways. You just don't see, a ton of teams, although the team we're playing this next week, Rutgers, plays through the post really effectively. But you're right, it is old school in the sense that you just don't see a lot of that now in college basketball. But it's the makeup of their team and it's the makeup of our team. We got to get better at playing through the post and better at defending the post, and we have to have multiple guys that we can play through in the post.
Did you have a sense heading in that your players were looking forward to a game of this loftiness or caliber, or however you want to put it? Do you have a sense coming out that they're looking forward to the next one?
I would hope that they're looking forward to the next one. You know, we got a lot of learning to do between now and then. You know, as I've always said, you know, you give a team like Michigan State tremendous credit because of the, you know, what they face on a night-to-night basis based on the quality and the consistency of their program. So, you know, any team that's coming in here, they've been top 10 the last 2 years we've played them. It's a great credit to them. I'm sure our guys were anticipating this game, but I don't know that I, as a coach, necessarily always have a great feel for that because, you know, we're kind of focused on execution in the next play.
How'd you feel the crowd was here in the shot today?
Tremendous. Yeah, I thought our crowd was tremendous. And
How important was it for you to get Justin in the game to play against his brother?
well, Justin's a tremendous kid and has a very, very bright future. You know, he's playing against his older brother who's, you know, went through some ups and downs there based on injury and all that, and has really played a terrific role for them right now. So, you know, I'm happy for his brother and excited about what Justin's going to become.